everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to part 3 of my Tuesday travel series. Hi, if you're new here, my name is Chelsea. Hello, I'm so happy that you're here. I'm a travel agent from Canada and I am on a journey to moving abroad. If you haven't seen any of my last videos or you're new to the travel series, I am moving to the UK as soon as COVID world allows. I am hoping that will be at the end of 2020, but I may need to push it into 2021, just depending on, 2022. We're in 2021, aren't we? So I'm hoping it'll be at the end of 2021, but I may need to push it into 2022. It just depends on the way of the world at the moment, right? So this is part 3. If you would like, you can go back and watch parts 1 and 2. It is entirely up to you. Of course, you don't need to. Every series is different. So today I'm going to talk about why I have chosen Europe. So if you don't know anything about working holiday visas, most or a good chunk of Commonwealth countries do have working holiday agreements within each other. A few of the ones that are really popular with Canadians are the UK, Australia, and New Zealand. We do have one, Canada has agreements with several countries around the world. We have agreements with Greece and Italy and Bosnia, I think, as well, like tons of countries. We have a lot to choose from. I think there's like 23 different countries that a Canadian can choose to get a visa for and work in that country. Switzerland's another one, Poland, I think, as well. Don't quote me on any of these, I'm just reciting from memory. The most popular ones are the UK, Australia, and New Zealand. And I'm just going to talk about why I've chosen Europe and instead of, Australia or New Zealand, where you have the best of, the oceans and the mountains. Also, by the way, if you're new here, I do pre-record, so if you're seeing the same hair, same clothes, don't be alarmed. It's fine. It's just the same day for me, different week for you. Okay, so let's get into this. Why have I chosen Europe over Australia or New Zealand? And basically, the short answer is just ease of travel. I've wanted to backpack Europe since I was a teenager, and I have been to Europe before. I've been to England, and I did backpack the entire coast of Croatia, which was such an amazing experience. I'll put some photos up here if I can, just so that you can see that I have been, and it is a really cool experience. Anyway, I digress. Let's jump into why I've chosen Europe. Ease of travel. So it's the easiest and cheapest way to knock out a whole bunch of countries at once. And because I'm still relatively young, I know I'm gonna watch this when I'm like 35 and think, girl, you're a baby, you're an infant. I'm 27, for those of you who are new here. By the time I'm able to travel abroad, I think I will have just turned 28. Which is funny saying that because I just turned 27, but I'm assuming it'll take about another year. But 28 is still, in your 20s, your late 20s, should be the best time of your life, right? Your 20s should be the time that you choose to go out and live your life and get really excited about the world. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to Europe and I'm gonna backpack around. I think I've talked about this several times before that I do plan on making Scotland my home base, Glasgow in particular. I don't know why, I've just always been drawn to Glasgow. I have a lot of heritage from Glasgow. It's the city that's always called to me, so that's where I feel like I need to make my home. For now, obviously, once I get there, I might not like it, or I might decide to go somewhere else, but I am going to start in Scotland. I can be up there for up to 2 years, so I can bounce around all 4 countries if I want to. The visa does cover Northern Ireland as well, so that's really nice. It's also relatively affordable. The UK is very expensive, but most of Europe is fairly cheap, if not comparable to Canada. Canada is a very expensive country. Obviously, places like Switzerland and Austria are going to be very, very expensive. But Croatia is very cheap. I think most of Eastern Europe is pretty cheap as well. So yeah, I mean, like, just it's easy to get around. It's affordable. We can talk about the food. The food there is always amazing. And Europe has a massive hostile culture. And I did talk about this a little bit in last week's video as well. That is just sort of like a sense of community. My plan, it really is just to drift around Europe. I don't really have anything set in stone. And it's so funny for Europeans coming here, because Canada is so big, it's so hard to get around, that they do have to pay rent somehow, and they have to find a job and find their way around. And if they're not getting a vehicle, they need to be able to book flights across the country. And it's really, really difficult to get around Canada. But Europe is so small and so tightly packed together that it's very, very easy to get around. They have the train, they have very cheap flights. It's very easy to, just put on your backpack. Yeah, just super, super easy. I backpacked the entire coast of Croatia. That was pretty incredible. I think we sat on a bus for several hours. We took a detour through Italy at one point, which was really, really cool. But we went from one end of the country to the other end of the country in about 12 hours. And in Canada, that won't even get you to Ontario from BC. I mean, it's easy and it's safe. It's pretty safe. Europe is actually, if you didn't know this is a fun fact, Europe is the safest continent in the world. In the world. Did you know that? Out of all of the continents in the world, Europe is the safest. So, because I'm still in my 20s and I'm pushing the boundaries a little bit with the age cap for the visa. I did talk about this in both the other videos before. It caps out when you turn 31, and I'm going to be 28. Yes, I'm choosing Europe because I'm choosing Europe because, I don't know why I'm saying it like that. I'm choosing Europe because it's easy to get around, and I can knock out a whole bunch of countries at once. And I really just want to be able to knock out as many countries as I can in the time that I'm able to travel. That's not to say I wouldn't like to go to Australia and New Zealand, but I don't really see myself getting a working holiday, which I believe their age caps out at 31 as well. There are some countries where it caps out at 35, like Ireland. I'm not really drawn to Australia and New Zealand the way that I'm drawn to Europe. And Europe is very easy because if I decide to stay longer, I can come home and apply for a new visa for a different country in Europe. For example, I just mentioned Ireland. That one is good until you're 35. So that's probably what I'm gonna do. If I decide that I like it there and I want to stay, I'll probably migrate up to Ireland and get the visa for Ireland. I don't know what my experience is going to be like. I think that I'm going to love it. And I think that I really feel like I'm going to have the time of my life there. I don't really feel like, I'm sure I'll get homesick for sure, but I think that I can always come back. And it's only an 8-hour flight and it's super easy to get back and forth. So I feel like I'm really going to push the boundaries and I'm going to stay for my full 2 years. And if I feel like staying longer, I'm gonna apply for another visa, and that'll be another really, really fun journey as well. Yeah, so there are several European countries that a Canadian can apply to for a working holiday. They all have very different rules. Commonwealth countries tend to be a little bit more lenient. For example, Australia, New Zealand, the UK, you can live and work for up to 2 years. There's very few limitations, but for places like Italy, you can stay for 1 year, up to age 35, I believe, but you have to have a different employer, I think every 3 months or every 6 months or something, so it's really strange. It's a very weird visa. If you ever plan on looking into applying for a visa, just make sure that you're really paying attention to the requirements and guidelines, and really making sure it's something that you want to do. I really love the lenience with the visas for the Commonwealth countries because I'm free to do whatever I'd like. Really, I can travel around. I can work when I want to. I am an independent contractor, which technically makes me self-employed, and I'm allowed to do that on this visa, which is really, really nice. But it also allows me to work under an employer if I need to, if I need some extra funds. or just help getting around. So that's really, really nice as well. There's a lot of security with this one. So that's pretty much why I've chosen the UK and why I've chosen Europe. So yeah, I guess that was like a super quick video. It was just a really super simple answer. But I have several more videos coming for you. Again, same hair, same clothes, same day. You're just seeing them a different week. So thank you for stopping by. Feel free to check out the rest of the series. I'm really excited about it. I'm really excited to bring you more videos. I have so many plans for future videos, and I'm so excited for you to be here and to be following me on this journey. I can't wait until we get to the really, really good stuff. I have just so many wild ideas, and I'm so excited. So yeah, I hope you'll stick around, get comfortable, and enjoy the flight, and I'll see you next time. Bye.